Hi friends, welcome to Hope from the Hill. And today we're sitting here on the front porch of the Heritage at Home Center. And I have my good friends, Chuck and Robin Fowler, with me. Chuck and Robin lead our family ministry and marriage ministry here at Heritage Hill Church. And we're going to have just a little question and answer period here. We know that all of you are facing some really unique situations within the dynamics of your family. And so I brought the experts in to help us find some answers, some biblical answers, and some great advice on what we should do while we're in this dealing with COVID-19. So what are some opportunities available to couples during a unique time just like this?
Great question. So this is really an opportunity for us to reconnect as a couple in our marriage. And as early as in Genesis, we see God prioritizing marriage, and He created marriage right there at the very beginning. Mm-hmm. And so it's just an opportunity for us to just kind of put that emphasis right back where it belongs on marriage, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't know about y'all, but if you're like us, before all this began, I mean, you were busy between work schedules and your kids, their school schedules, after school activities. Some even as adults are going to school after work as well, and plus church and volunteers. I mean, we just had a lot going on, right? And so a lot of times we just ended up doing this with each other. We might connect with people in the community or people with our coworkers, but we weren't always connecting with one another. And we were the first, like, our relationship is the foundation of our family, right? And so that's kind of where we were at before this was all going on. And we try to be intentional with our marriage, even then, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and so in a strange way, this is really an opportunity that almost a gift from God, really, to really reprioritize and reconnect in ways that we never had the opportunity to before.
Right.
So that's
Right.
what we think.
I know that's one thing that as I talk to people, that just the fact that they are reintroducing themselves, they're realizing, oh, that's the person that I married, and these are my kids, and they're not just people sharing the same residence, but they're starting to interact. So I think it's a gift too. So what are you guys? What are the experts doing to reconnect? Or what ideas do you have that you could share with us to reconnect with our spouses?
Yeah, as Robin mentioned, we're so busy, and we don't even have kids at home anymore, right? And so we just find ourselves just passing each other in the night almost. And so one of the things that we found great about this time is just the opportunity to enjoy the simple things.
Right.
Like we really enjoy taking long walks. And so some of this time we've been just enjoying walking through our neighborhoods, and we got a park near our house. It's really nice, so we walk through that. So we just take long walks. Get away from the TV and stuff like that. So that's one thing. Other thing we do is, and it brings back great memories from when our kids were at home, is playing board games. We love to play board games. And so we just find ways to just play two-person games, and I like to beat her in games.
Oh yeah,
He's pretty good at it, actually. I don't know why I keep playing.
And then another thing that we've learned to do is just enjoy cooking, right? And we used to eat out all the time.
Yeah.
Instead of eating at the house, and now we're cooking together. We're eating together, and sometimes we didn't even eat together.
Right,
and
right.
We're just so busy and stuff, and so things like that. And then recently we just went ahead and we bought some dance lessons that we could watch online. Yeah. And so we're
Who knew, right?
we got these YouTube lessons.
That is awesome.
And we're learning how to country line dance and stuff. And no, we're not going to demonstrate that for you.
Oh
right?
my goodness,
Nobody's ready for that yet.
that is fantastic.
Another thing, y'all know that we're very connected with Family Life Weekend to Remember.
Yes.
And just before this began, we were part of the Omaha Weekend to Remember volunteers, and we were there. And we noticed that Family Life had come out with a lot of new materials they had out at that one. as it turned out. And we picked up a couple, and it's so interesting that these had just come out like a couple months ago, and we're where we are today.
Right.
One of the ones we picked up is this devotional book. It's got 52 devotions called The Story of Us.
Oh, wow.
Not to be confused with the TV show This Is Us, but it's the same way. But this goes back to the very beginning. It has you guys remember and walk through your story as a couple.
Oh, wow.
Your story as a married couple the very first devotional is how you met. And looking back at that, what attracted you to each other? Do you see how God's hand was in that your relationship even then, bringing you together and that kind of thing? And then it walks you through just all different seasons of your marriage, helping you remember and kind of come back to that story of you as a couple, and it gives you a prayer point to pray together at the end of each devotional, which is so important to pray together as a couple and make sure God is at the
Absolutely.
center
Yes.
of your relationship,
Yeah.
especially now, right? And it's just great because then you have this story kind of written down, and you can share it with your children, your grandchildren. I mean, this is our heritage, right?
Right.
And this is what we pass down more than anything else we are to give our children and grandchildren, etc. So
Yeah.
Awesome.
that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, another thing we picked up while we were there is this deck of cards. It's just called combo cards, and it's just a regular deck of playing cards, And I mentioned earlier we like to play board games.
Right.
Well, playing cards is much the same thing. I used to play spades a lot and scare her by going zilch all the time. But yeah, so these just ask simple questions like, what has been the best year of your life and why?
Oh, wow.
And so just
Probably
some,
not 2020, but I don't know. It could still be. It's not
yeah.
over yet, but
but
Who knows?
we found ourselves just answering these questions, just spending hours, just having these conversation starters.
So you wouldn't even need to play cards. You could just go through
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
cards and ask the
Yeah,
questions if
exactly.
you wanted to. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've enjoyed doing that too, and so it's just a couple of new things that we found that family life has
Yeah.
produced.
And as it so happens right now, they've actually put these two things together in a bundle along with a prayer card with prayer ideas for you to pray together as a couple for your family. And they have actually called it the Shelter Together Couples Bundle.
Oh, wow.
All right. So for $25, you can get all three of those items and from Family Life, and that includes shipping. And I've already ordered two bundles for the Heritage at Home Center, so they are on their way here as we speak. And so if this is something you would like to connect you and your spouse together a little bit more during this time, you can send me an email at heritageathome.hh@gmail.com. And whoever I hear from first, those are the ones who will get it. Or you can just simply go to the Family Life website, familylife.com, and go to their shop button, and it's pretty much the first thing up there.
Yeah, I'll
with-
bet it is.
Under
yeah.
marriage, so yeah. And you can get it that way as well.
Well, fantastic, man. Those are some great ideas for us as we navigate through this for some very difficult
Yeah.
time, and so there's some great ideas. For those who are interested, we would like to know the questions that you might have, and so if you would send those questions to,
heritageathome.hh@gmail.com.
then we'll go through those questions, and maybe your question will make it onto the next marriage Q&A session. And so get those sent in, and we just want to equip you to experience the fullness of the blessing of your union and your marriage, as well as your family. And so thank you for giving us your time. And next week, Chuck will do the boot scootin' boogie for you, and so you won't want to miss that. Until then, God bless, and we'll see you later.